What's up, traders? This is Marco. We have Friday, the 21st of April. We have another bar by bar today, and you can see here in front of you the ES chart, and this is a 2000 tick chart. And let's get to it right away. I can see here there is some overnight price action, and what I'm usually doing is I'm drawing the overnight highs and overnight lows. You can see there were a couple of bounces from the highs and some bounces of the lows here. Technically the lows are here, but I like this level more because there are more touches to it. And yeah, we can start from here. It's like 7:30 in the morning, and you can see there's a uptrend working higher here, drawing the shorter term channel here, break new high. So maybe this could be a spike in a channel. For now, I will draw it like this. So maybe we can progress and work from there. Prices pushing strongly above the EMA. We would like to see a pullback to the EMA and wait for a second entry long, something like this. But you can see there's a lot of strong bullish power working higher here. You can see the order of green bars following to each other, and this is the first rejection here. You can see this huge bear bar coming down here right at the overnight highs approximately. Let's see the follow through. This is the opening of the markets. You can see this always in the change of color. And we are pushing back here, back to the EMA. This is a first entry, so we are waiting for potential second entry long, but this is not happening. You can see this strong push lower here, even below the EMA. So I'm drawing the shorter term channel here, showing how prices are behaving. We have a potential first break of this shorter term channel, and also see this uptrend here. We have the first break, so we have a retest of the extremes, which is exactly at the overnight highs. So I think it's time to correct this channel a bit, so we can draw it like this. So we can see clearly prices are working higher here. Then we had the break, retest of the highs, a rejection. We're coming down here, pushing below the EMA, and waiting here at the overnight resistance, at the overnight highs. But we couldn't push higher again. So that's a typical sign for a range. When we approaching the range lows, we are bouncing off the lows, coming back, then testing the highs, bouncing at the highs, and then going back inside the range to test the lows again. And it looks like that we have the same here. Also notice the shorter term trend working lower with the first break and a retest here. And I think we can draw a support line here, because you can see there is some support coming up here. Also, if you see our videos from time to time, you know that I like to draw the shorter term lines here. I usually draw them every 3 or 4 bars with the same color. That gives me an indication of a potential mini trend, and mini trends often develop into bigger trends. So right now I'm playing this here. We have already a retest of the lows from the shorter term channel. So right now, bulls and bears are trying to find out which direction to go. Technically, we are bouncing off the range high here, and with a healthy range, we see after a bounce of the highs coming back and testing the lows. There's some support coming up here. You can see this congestion area. So maybe I draw even this like little range here that is coming up now, also extending this bigger range that we had from the overnight. And prices push out of this range here, make a failed breakout. Some people trade these failed breakouts, even me, but I don't like the setup here, because you cannot say for sure if the range is like this or if the range is like this, and we already had a failed breakout here, but for that the range was like not visible too much. So I'm just drawing it like this and see what's going on. prices leave this range here and form a very nice bearish bar. In general, it looks very congestive here. And there was a news event at 8:45. You can see it here. We just have this 8:45. So one more reason not to take this trade so shortly before the news event. And we're staying in this range here, but you can see prices are moving back and forth. You can see the size of the bars here. So really bears and bulls are not sure here. I think I will increase the range to this size here, because yeah, we have a couple of tests now here of the resistance and a couple of tests from the support going sideways, and there is another test of the highs, so maybe even the range is like this. No setup so far. I don't like this bar. We are pulling back and now pulling strongly out of this range. You can see the order of bear bars ticking lower here, drawing the shorter term channel always, and continue lower here, having a potential break and a pullback to the EMA. That would be a hidden second entry here, but right now I really don't like to take a hidden second entry because this bar is not good enough. I would like to see a strong bear bar right off the EMA, and we are pushing lower here. So that was the first break of the shorter term channel, but unfortunately no setup here. Even though it's a hidden second entry, that means if you go on a lower time frame, or in this case some lower tick chart, you can see pull back first leg, then little correction, and the second leg back to the EMA, and then with this bar forming here, a potential second entry short. We didn't get it on the 2000 tick chart, so no entry here, but we have a new low in place. I'm correcting this, maybe it's like this. No, I will leave it like this for now. We didn't reach the range support, so waiting now what's going on, and there is the second leg down. I'm drawing this. Maybe we get a measured move here until here. You will see many times that we have a break and then two legs to a new low. So we are pushing lower here. We're approaching the range support and hitting also our measured move. So maybe there is a bigger trend here in play, because this pushes lower here after a new low is in place already, is an indication for a bigger trend. So I'm extending here the trend channel potentially, trying to find the good fit. I like this, I must say. We have a couple of touches here, also the lower side support here, we have some touches there, and a potential first break already. So with this first break here, we have a new low in place already, and also a breakout of out of this huge overnight range here, and we're pulling back. Unfortunately, no setup here, because going long right on this like tiny bar and projecting or hoping that prices are going back to the EMA, I think is simply too aggressive. Some higher low would be better here. Also, we have this trend channel working lower. We had the break and a couple of legs to a new low. So we need more confirmation that prices are going back inside the range, because most breakouts out of ranges fail. You know the drill. And this trend here could be played out by now already, because we had the break here. Now we get a higher low, but look at this bar. I really don't like how this bar is setting up. If this bar had no wick on the top and was like perfect bullish, I would consider it as an aggressive long on a failed breakout, higher low. Back inside the range, there's enough space back to the EMA, so at least a scalp should be possible here. But with this bar forming like this, and also we have a bit of congestion here, congestion means like 2 or 3 bars are stacked up at the same area. We have these bars here stacked up in this area. Let me draw this. It's like a mini range, you can see it here. And if you go long, then prices could bounce here and go lower again. So we are skipping this. Going back to the EMA and getting a second entry short. But I was mentioning this before. We had already a break of this channel and a couple legs to a new low. So going short here, I think is very risky. And from the context, we are in a range. And most times breakouts out of ranges fail. So we are not trading the trend here. We are not trading the breakouts. We are fading the breakouts. That means when prices are going out of the range, we try to get entries back inside the range. And if we are taking a short here, that would mean that we are trading the breakout, and that's really not good in ranges. And this was the first breakout out of ranges. So let's see how this goes. You would be inside the trade, but they would stop you out immediately because we are finding support at the overnight lows. And we had this shorter term uptrend here in place with the first break and now a retest of the highs. So really this setup we cannot take, also considering this break of this downtrend channel here already. And we're going sideways here and from there going higher now. I like to draw these ranges always because many of you guys write me and you're telling me that you have problems in recognizing congestion. I can understand this because I had the same issues. I was taking a lot of trades in congestion area, and you train your eye by simply drawing this like mini ranges here. Prices go higher. I will draw a channel here because you can see prices really strongly pushing above the EMA. All the sellers are gone. They're taking the profits from this move down here. So they're taking the profits, and also the buyers are joining in, buying orders that were waiting right off here. Then a higher low was forming, so more bulls are jumping in, and in combination with the sell orders that are buying back their sells, this is like going much and strongly higher here. So we have a push higher above the EMA, same drill. We like to see a pullback to the EMA for a potential second entry long, something like this. But you can see prices just take off here. Maybe I draw it a bit tighter like this. Let's see. Oh, this is very strong bullish. Not even sure how to draw this correctly. Let's stick to this right now, pushing high here, approaching the overnight highs here and finding some clear support. But you can see there is a rejection of the overnight highs here. You can see we didn't have a touch, but maybe it's a bit lower. Maybe it's like this. We had a touch and it was rejected. Then prices came back up again and it was rejected another time. So that shows me that we have some potential resistance here and that it's not time to take a long and leaving this range. We have to wait and see for more confirmation. There is a potential break now of this uptrend channel here. So we have to wait and see. This is another mini range that is forming right now, congestion area. So don't take this. We have a break, retest of the highs, and now pulling back. I have to zoom out here a bit to see the overall picture. Let me extend this a bit. No, we don't have a touch here. The next touch is here. So what I will do is I will just leave it like this and treat this as another breakout out of this range. We had a break of this uptrend, retest of the highs. So now we are expecting a pullback. If prices stay within the range, we want to see a pullback inside the range and test of the other side. So we are pulling back here and staying a bit in this congestion area. Now my channels are functioning here. So we stay in this range and we have a strong rejection again of this overnight highs. You can see the size of this bar. It almost takes off these two bull bars. So that must give you a sign that prices get rejected here. Buyers are getting rejected. They cannot push prices higher than this level. This is a lower high here. So the bias is clearly to the short side. We're looking for shorts. We look for a pullback to the middle or to the other side of the range. Don't get disturbed by that or confused. We are not looking for longs right now, especially this uptrend here played out by the break and new high. So we are pulling back and staying within this little congestion area. But you can see, and this is interesting now, let me clarify this a bit more. We have this channel here working lower. You can see this first break, but we're getting a potential failure here. You can see prices made a new high here. So it's a first entry, second entry long failure. And look at this very strong bearish bar. So all the buyers that were buying here, getting and seeing now the rejection of the overnight highs here, you can see this very strong bearish bar. And usually after a very strong first leg, you see a potential second leg. And if you take this as one whole leg, so there's even a further leg down. And I really like this setup here, taking a short, because you can see how prices were pushing above the EMA, got rejected, pushing lower, coming back, and find some clear rejection right of the EMA here. I agree with you if you're telling me that this is congested here because we have a few bars stacked up, but this is such a strong momentum bar that we cannot ignore the fact. And also this is a potential failure here, a failed second entry long, that prices will push back inside in the middle of the range and go and test the other side of the range. So I really want to mark this trade as a very nice failed second entry long right of the EMA after the test of the range resistance, and we are pushing lower here. All the buys that are joining the market getting stopped, they're taking the profits. The same what happened here, the shorts were stopping here and taking the profits. So prices pushed higher and moved prices to the other side of the range. Now we have the opposite reaction. All the buyers that jumped in here, they're taking the profits and combining together with the sell orders of the bears. So we have some explosive moves down here. You can see there's not even a pullback to the EMA. So we can draw the shorter term channel like this. And this, I think, played out pretty well. If you saw this trade live and you took it, congrats. I know a few people that took it and also had crazy runners. So congrats on that. I missed this trade because I was checking something else at the moment. So prices were pushing lower here and we have a tiny break of this channel. If I draw it like really accurate, then you can see prices are breaking this channel here. So there's a potential retest of the lows. Wow, look at this strength. Really, bears are pushing this lower. We're breaking the range. We are just slicing through it as there is no like support at all. So this is very strong bearish. Now we find some support here. At this point, I cannot take a long yet because really this is so bearish and you don't want to counter trend this. So prices are going a bit sideways. I have to draw this like support here because you can see prices were bouncing off this level for the third time. Unfortunately, no setup bar here. And now there is a potential failure. You can see prices made a new low here, first entry short, second entry short, failure, potential failure, but we are below the EMA. If this bar was above the EMA, I would feel more confident in taking this long here, but being below the EMA and after this strong push lower here, I just cannot take a long already. I have to wait for more confirmation. Would have worked. There's a higher low here right now, but I don't like this bar. Then on the next bar it looks congestive, so really cannot take it here. Prices try to come back to this level here, but you can see after this strong bearish bar we get an inside bull bar. That means prices are finishing on this low and directly turning the other side. That's always not a good sign for the bears. So there is some stop in potential selling. We're turning here and there's a continuation. Now buyers and sellers trying to find out what's going on in this level here, and the answer is clear. We're going higher. The bulls are winning this. The bears could not push it lower to this level here and test this level, so the bulls are pushing this higher, and now all the shorts that were entering here are taking profits. So that's why you always see this like jumps here, because there is covering, there's profit taking, and also in a range there are like a lot of bulls jumping in and entering the trade. So really I was explaining this for a couple of times. You can see this behavior in ranges. It's typical. Short sellers are selling, then you see there is some rejection, some support, then shorts are covering and taking profits. That boosts the price higher. Then bulls are jumping in, then they're seeing some rejection, they're covering, and this is like back and forth within a healthy range. So this fits pretty much to a range behavior. I'm starting to draw some channel here, because you can see prices are acting pretty nicely in between this trend channel, but this is very strong bullish here. Prices are pushing very much above the EMA. As before, there's no pullback to the EMA. We're waiting for a potential setup, but we are simply not getting any good pullbacks right off the EMA. Except this one, and we're speaking about this. So we have this strong push higher here. We're not even coming back to the EMA, and simply we have to wait here. This is congestion area. Nothing we can do. This is a no, it's not a second entry. I think it's even a third entry, but this bar is not good enough, and also the context is not very clear. I mean, we are in a range, but we had this uptrend here with a potential overshoot. Then we have the first break of the shorter term uptrend, so we want to see a retest of the highs. So in general, the bias is bullish, but I really don't like how this bar here looks, and maybe there is even a bigger uptrend channel like this. The midline looks pretty nicely. Let's see, but also there could be a potential like little downtrend working lower here. For sure, it's some congestion here. You can see prices are stalling a bit. Maybe there is a downtrend like this. Let's see. This is sideways, nothing interesting. I know this is a very strong bull bar, but this is congestion. Like this last 4 bars are pretty stacked up. Not sure what to think. We wait for a reaction of prices to this channel here. And there is a strong bull bar now pulling higher. But yeah, we're staying within this like range. From this downtrend, potential first break, retest of the lows, but I'm also drawing this range here now. You can see it like just how it looks. It looks a bit messy here. There are like a couple of structures working against to each other. When this is the case, I'm staying out because I want to see a clear picture of what's going on. Prices for now stay within this range, and we are finding some support of this bigger uptrend here, but no setup so far. Strong pushes above the EMA, pulling back now, breaking this channel for the first time potentially. I have to extend the structures here so that it's like clear to see, but you can see this strong bullish behavior coming in right after this drop. So if we treat this as a first break, we want to see a retest of the highs, which is done by now. But really, I cannot see any good setup here. Now we are turning around again. There is some potential channel. Let me see how to draw it. Like this maybe with a potential overshoot. This channel looks pretty off, I must say. So maybe like this. Finding some support at the overnight low here at the range support. Breaking this shorter term channel here. Really, it's not that clear what's going on right now because we have big ups, big downs, big ups. So it's typical for a range behavior. But really, we would like to see trades right off the range lows or right off the range highs, and everything that is happening in the middle of the range is always very like difficult and dangerous because it can turn any moment, as you can see here. Not a good setup here because we're right in this downtrend working lower, and I would like to see more like a retest. First like a break and then retest of the lows and then a higher low or something, but this simply didn't happen. So we push higher here now, drawing this channel, what I have here. So maybe we have to extend this channel a bit, zooming out a bit so I can see the structure a bit better. Making another push higher here to a new high, then breaking this shorter term uptrend here for the first time. Really, it's not very clear what's going on. We are in the middle of the range, and whenever this is the case, really we have to wait. We find some support of the midline here of this range. This uptrend here, if you consider it as valid, of course, had a break and a couple legs to a new high. So this uptrend here played out, and then prices are moving in the middle, no clear direction. Now we get some lower high here. You can see prices made a new high. First entry long, second entry long failure. So for a short. But the problem is this bar is huge, and look, we would enter far below the EMA, and the structure is not pretty clear. I mean, we had a bounce here of this red line. The red line is the close of the previous trading day. You can see it here. We had some rejection here, but I think this is not enough to take a short here. If I draw a potential trend, we had a first break of this trend here, but also a new low in place already. So taking a short here, I think it's not a good idea because we are so far below the EMA, and also the structure is not clear enough. And if you consider this last lows here, then there could be some potential support. I think it would be not enough for the scalp. That's why we're entering usually closer to the EMA. And yeah, prices are moving sideways. This is live price action right now. And wait, why my channel is not working? This, you can see this range here, another range within the range. So yeah, that's it for the day. You can see one trade we had. We have this bigger range here in play. We have move up, then move down, move up, move down. So this is typical for a range, and we would like to see trades right off the highs here or right off the lows. Unfortunately, there was only one very good setup. We were speaking about this. Strong pushes in either direction, but without us, this was interesting here, interesting, but prices finish below the EMA. We would like to see a finish above the EMA. Then this stronger uptrend here. If I'm considering a potential short here, it's congestive, so cannot take. Then we're breaking out of this mini range, but this is an inside bar, almost inside bar. We have this like tiny tick here, not enough for me to take a short. Breakout again, coming back, bouncing off the range support. Very nice bar here, but we're right inside this shorter term downtrend. So I would like to see a break first. I was speaking about this, then couple pushes higher for a new high of this green uptrend here, and from there pretty much sideways. And now we're in this range within the range. So not many setups, only one to be honest. I hope you had a great trading week. I hope this week was not too difficult for you. I was speaking to some of you guys, and really it's very hard when prices are moving like this. Yesterday was a good day for some potential setups. So I wish you a great weekend. If you want to learn how to read the chart like me, then check out our homepage, toppictrading.com. There's a very great and huge course with our mentor, Eric. Have a look at it. And I would say speak to you on Sunday for the weekly recap. And yeah, have a good weekend. See you.